Hi friends, thanks for joining me again here at Chris D Redefined. I am recording actually on my balcony, on my veranda, overlooking the town I live in. It's called Alvalade, and it's about 14 minutes from downtown Lisbon. And I asked a friend last night who has much more experience at YouTubing and YouTube channeling than me. He has a successful YouTube channel in a whole different genre, but he said to talk about things that are you're passionate about, that's your passion. So I'm going to speak today about ICE, about the ICE raids. You know that I have a son and he lives far away from me. He lives on the other side of the US, literally across 2 oceans from me. And although we're estranged, I know where he is about, and I know that he is studying right now in college. And so I don't know much more than that about him, but I am scared. As you can tell, I am brown skinned, and my son looks similar to me. And we all know what's happening in the US right now. Forgive the airplanes, I live about 10 minutes from the airport, and so although I enjoy all the airplanes landing, not a lot of people do, so you'll hear airplanes back and forth here. But I wanted to share with you that I'm obsessed with protecting my son. I am scared, I'm terrified for him. You know, he's 20 years old. He's walking around going to college, probably working somewhere, and not paying any attention to politics, not paying any attention to what's happening in the country. That would be my son. And I feel this need as a mom to protect him. And so what I've been doing since these ICE raids started has been following what their tactics are, what the activity patterns are of ICE. I have been also following some organizations that are fighting ICE and trying to protect and defend immigrants from ICE. And I'm watching the patterns of what is successful to protect yourself, how immigrants have been successful in getting their loved ones out of ICE detention. And you all know they're starting this alligator Auschwitz now, horrendous conditions. We are on the Amnesty International watch list for violations of humanitarian rights. The United States is on the Amnesty International watch list. I never thought I'd ever hear myself say that. In college, I joined Amnesty International to fight nations that were in horrible violation of human rights, and yet here we are, one of the nations on that list. And so I'm terrified for my son every day. I have a brother who loves tattoos from his neck down to his toes, and he loves tattoos. You know, God bless him, go ahead, go do that. But it makes you as a brown person a target, as we all know. It makes you a target for this regime. They don't like brown people with tattoos. And so they're using it as an excuse to round you up and detain you and send you off to goodness knows where. El Salvador, Venezuela, Libya, South Sudan. How are you supposed to get your loved one out when your loved one is in South Sudan? So what I did was I researched and researched on all different sites, Instagram, Facebook, the Facebook pages and pages of our legislators, representatives, senators, and tried to find out the most effective tactics to protect your loved ones. And what I did was I compiled it all into a strategy. The most important thing is that you have an emergency plan of action when your loved one or you gets detained by ICE. Have a plan in place. Don't be just posting on Instagram crying, which I've seen. Oh, they took my dad, I don't know what to do. That's not going to help you. Your loved one needs you to be organized. They need you to take action. They need you to find effective defenders of their freedom. And so what I did is I compiled an essay, a strategy to assist your loved one if he or she gets detained by ICE. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to post a link to my Substack that has the whole strategy laid out. Everything from practicing with your family members to getting the phone numbers of your organizations that can help you, to the phone numbers of either your immigration attorney in your neighborhood or your civil rights attorney in your neighborhood, if depending on whether you're a documented immigrant or undocumented immigrant or a U.S. citizen. So those instructions are going to be important, and it's also important to practice your emergency plan. Put a plan in place. I have a step-by-step plan there on my Substack. Put a plan in place, write it out, and place it on your fridge, because we all have grandparents who they're not going to look on their phone for a plan. Post it up on your fridge so that if an emergency happens and you are detained, or your spouse is detained, your child is detained, you can quickly grab that plan off the fridge and start moving through the steps with all the phone numbers. So what am I passionate about? I'm passionate about protecting my son, even though he's not speaking to me. I get upset because as a mother of an only child, my number one mission was always to protect my son and to make sure that he was healthy enough to pursue his own life. And so being unable to protect him over 2 oceans is killing me. So what have I done? I've researched all of these steps to make sure that, and I've sent it to him via email. Who knows if he's paying attention. He has emailed me back recently to say he is listening to me and he's paying attention, so I hope that he does. But your family can be saved the heartbreak of having a family member stay in internment or detainment for months. We've had, I believe now documented, I believe it's 15 deaths in ICE detainment centers, internment camps, if you want to call it that. I'm not sure if there have been any deaths yet in that alligator, they call it alligator Alcatraz, I call it alligator Auschwitz because it's a concentration camp. And I don't think there's been a death there, but there have been documented 15 deaths already. Some are children. And so I can't have this happen to my son. I can't have it happen. And I don't want you to go through it either with your loved ones. And so I have posted this family strategy to combat ICE detainment. And so I hope that it helps people. Check out the link in my the description of this video. You can tell I'm still getting used to YouTube. And also my next, I hope not to be too heavy in a lot of my posts. I'm an estranged mom, and I've gotten over it. I'm moving on, and yet, of course, the number one thing that parents always want to do for their children is to protect them. So I felt passionate about bringing this information to as many people as I can. I'll put the link in my Substack. I'm going to be talking more about what it's like to move to Lisbon, what it's like to overcome that feeling of loss and despair and depression when you have an estranged child who isn't talking to you anymore, or an estranged family member. I'm also going to be talking about my Philadelphia Eagles because it is football season now, and we are now in preseason, and so I'll be talking a lot more about football. My Philadelphia Eagles beat the Cincinnati Bengals in their first preseason game at the Link, which is the Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. So I'll be speaking on this. I'm also a fitness professional, an orthopedic exercise specialist. So if you have any questions about fitness and nutrition, I can also answer those questions. The way to communicate with me right now is to just comment in YouTube on the YouTube video, and I'll be checking all of your comments and trying to answer you in the next video or answer you back directly in comments.